We're gonna find out what the fuck did Celeste do? Why did she mess up here? Alright. So just tell me what is wrong with what she says.
Okay.
Okay.
All I said was, they must really be enjoying this. Enjoying the sight of us standing around, frightened and confused. They must be positively elated. We are all going to die here. We are going to die, just like those guys died. And that is all I said.
And that's all it takes to finish this. It's obvious, isn't it? What was so strange about Celeste's comment?
What was strange? She says those guys, unknowing that 2 guys have been killed.
All I said was,
She's only aware of 1 murder.
they must really
She should be aware of
this.
1 murder, but she is aware of both murders
Yes.
because she masterminded it.
Yes.
It's literally the opposite of what you said, but it's...
No, it's strange because she says those guys when she's only aware of 1 murder.
Yeah, she's supposed to be aware of 1 murder, but in reality, she's aware of both
I know,
murders.
but she's saying those guys, plural.
Yeah.
When she's only... Yes.
Yeah, so that's
Only
why
supposed
she
to
made a
be aware.
mistake.
Yeah,
That's right. There's no reason Celeste should have said, just like those guys died. When she said that, none of us had told her Taka was dead.
Exactly. And we didn't run into her until after we were all out in the hall. So there was never any chance for her to have seen his body in the equipment room for herself.
So how did you know, Celeste? How did you know more than 1 person had been killed? And how did you know they were both guys? Because Kyoko had also disappeared, right? So she could have been dead too.
You all have such vivid imaginations. You know that?
Imaginations?
You claim that I was lying when I told you about the suspicious person I saw. Then what about the picture I took? How do you explain this picture of the costumed villain dragging Hifumi away?
It has to be some kind of setup, right? So let's put the suit on, and then she used the camera's timer to set up the picture.
Have you so quickly forgotten? You are the only one who could have possibly fit into that suit. Plus, I happen to know that this particular camera does not have a timer. In other words, it is an unassailable fact that this is a picture of Hifumi being dragged away. If everything I told you was a lie, how can this picture exist?
Simple. Are we sure that's really a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away?
What could you possibly mean by that?
Surely there are other explanations than the one you've offered up.
No, there is no other explanation.
Other explanations? If it wasn't a picture of the suspect here dragging Hifumi away, the only other possibility is... What is it?
They're dancing?
Whoa, hold on. Dancing? Yes, they're dancing. It's not a bad joke. I was wrong. Ah, shoot.
Well, then I guess it's Hifumi. Hifumi is dragging the suspect away?
I got it! It's not a picture of the suspect dragging Hifumi away. I would say it's a picture of Hifumi dragging the suspect away.
That's certainly within the realm of possibility. The one being dragged off in that picture isn't Hifumi, but the person in the robot suit. We've simply been led to believe that it's the other way around. And the strange costume might only exist to lead us astray even farther. If you saw someone wearing something like that in this situation, of course you'd notice and be suspicious.
That's what happened! You put me to sleep and made me out to be the bad guy in all this!
Such a thing is utterly impossible. Hifumi was dragging him away? Ridiculous.
Is it? I don't think it's ridiculous at all.
Then shut your mouth and allow me to educate you.
Celeste thinks she can prove that there was no way Hifumi was dragging the suspect away. But is that really possible? Is it? Is it?
No way to prove it.
You dressed me up in that suit after I passed out. Then you just draped me across Hifumi and had him carry my weight. You tried to make me look like the bad guy.
Like I said, ridiculous. As you can see in the picture, the suspect is standing perfectly upright. If the person inside the suit was unconscious, there's no way they could stand up straight like that. Then the fortune-telling idiot is the culprit after all!
No way!
Okay, what are we doing?
Well, I guess it's pretty clear that Hifumi was carrying the robot on his back. That's why he's all straight. They could stay straight up because they can't bend over anyway, so you could be unconscious in there.
Alright, yeah. You got it.
Then you just draped me across it. You tried to make me look
Like I said, as you can see in the picture, if the person inside... There's no way
Yeah, no.
they could...
No, it's wrong.
Good job. Dude, I'm gonna piss so bad. I gotta
No.
hold out.
Even if the person inside the suit were
Drink more
unconscious,
water.
they could still stand up like that.
Make it worse.
Because that Robo-Justice suit had a certain characteristic.
You can't bend at the waist!
That's right! They totally made a mistake when they made it, so it couldn't bend at the waist.
I'm not so sure that was a mistake. I think the suit was designed from the beginning to be used the way it was.
Celeste and Hifumi took the suit they'd specially designed and stuffed Hiro into it. That's how they were able to fake that whole thing. The point of it all was to make us believe whoever was in the suit was to blame.
Well then, I suppose this is checkmate.
Checkmate?
Don't make me laugh, you idiot! What do you mean, checkmate?
Celeste?
Clearly, you want to cram me into your little guilty box. Well, there's one little problem.
Have you already forgotten what Hifumi told us as he lay dying?
Hifumi, who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasuhiro.
When we asked him who had attacked him, his answer was quite clear, was it not? He said, and I quote, Yasuhiro.
In other words, Yasuhiro Hatakure!
Right, but my name isn't really Yasuhiro. It's actually Taro.
Your confusing statements don't make any sense. You're only making things more complicated.
He did say Yasuhiro, but are we sure he was really pointing the finger at Hiro?
What the hell are you talking about? I'll burn you alive!
Kyoko, what do you mean by that?
Think back to how Hifumi used to talk to us. How did he refer to each of us?
Last names.
I got it! That's right, our last names. He called us all by our last names.
Exactly. I know I heard him say Mr. Naegi more than once, for example. So if Hifumi did mean to say Hiro's name, he would have said his last name, Hagakure.
I'm sure it was just incidental. By chance, his first name. Indecent?
Don't talk.
Random chance. Now isn't that a convenient explanation? No, there's no reason to think he would have said the name any different than normal. But he must have run out of energy before he could say any more.
So Hifumi was trying to tell us the last name of whoever killed him?
But the name he said doesn't apply to anyone here.
Well, no. Hold on. There's one person it could apply to, and that's Celeste. She never actually told us what her real name is.
What did you just say? To think you'd take your false accusation so far, I don't know whether to laugh or spit! Come on! Enough with your idiotic blather! Yasuhiro is a loser's name! Do I look like a loser to you? Well, do I? What? I think I've earned the right to be a little on edge.
Okay, then fill us in. What's your real name?
Make sure your ear holes are wide open and listen up! My real name is Celestia Ludenberg. Could you please stop making me repeat myself over and over again?
Celeste still won't give up. So then, I have to do something to make her accept it.
E-handbook.
Oh shit! I didn't think I was going to get that immediately. Holy shit. Oh my god. Max coming in with the fucking clutch, dude.
Yep.
was trying to tell us.
Call me Kobe.
Yep.
He wanted us to know the killer's last name. Yasuhiro.
If there's one person here who might have that last name,
It would have to be you, Celeste. You haven't told anyone what your real name is.
How many times do I have to tell you? My name is Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
How long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have no way to contradict me,
Nope.
that's the only truth there is!
We do.
Go on!
We do have a way to contradict you, you dumb bitch. E-handbook.
he wanted us to know the killer. If there's one person,
It would have to be you, Celeste.
how many times?
Oh shit.
What the fuck did you do?
Celestia Ludenberg, god damn it!
Oh, just my wedding ring.
Oh, you don't need
How
that.
long do you plan to go on pretending?
I'm not pretending. It's the truth. And since you have
Don't let
no
me
way
forget
to
about it.
contradict me,
Oh, sorry, I don't think anybody on eBay. Ugh.
That's it! The handbook!
what?
Anytime you turn your handbook on, it shows the owner's name when it boots up, right? Monokuma told us all about it before.
This handbook is absolutely vital to a healthy school life, so don't lose it! When you start it up, it will display your name. Always make sure you have the right one. Now, this is not your everyday notebook. It has so many more uses than that.
So all we have to do is check her handbook, and that'll clear up everything. That's how we can find out Celeste's real name.
That's an invasion of privacy. I refuse to cooperate.
Celeste, can you please just tell us what really happened? Please, just tell us.
Even when I'm put in check, it's just my nature not to give up. Because until the game's over, you never know what might happen.
Fine then. Let me settle it. Let me go over the case again, from the beginning, and shed light on all your crimes. And that'll bring everything to an end.
I haven't done the comic yet, Celeste. You gotta hold on. Don't have a breakdown just yet. Let's see. Yeah, you can look for. You can look for your wedding ring. Oh, you do that. You're pulling on the fucking cord, dude.
Ow. Okay.
By using your head.
No. Look at me right now.
Yes.
How am I pulling on it?
you are pulling it by
Explain to me
moving
how
your
I'm
head.
pulling
You're
on it.
pulling on it by using your head.
No. Explain to me how I'm pulling on it.
You're
right?
pulling it with your head. You're moving your head like that.
I'm moving my head right here. I'm giving it more slack.
What the fuck am I doing? This. And then it's... No, it's fucking, 1 o'clock. Yeah, my bad. And then it's Hero being like, yo, dude. And then it's like, okay, there we go. I get my weapon under the desk. How do you not like get your vein fitted? Correctly.
Cause that costs more than the ring.
Does it?
Yeah, dude, I got a cheap ring, bro. I'm a man, dude. You just need to get something that doesn't break.
This is just standard 4. And 2.
What a disaster.
Right? And there. I'm really hoping I get this. I'm gonna be so sad if I don't. And then the main one. Yes. 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 Okay, I got it.
Hey, Jet.
Fuck.
Here's exactly what happened. Before anything, the killer persuaded someone to help carry out the murder. And that person was... Hifumi. With an accomplice, the killer was able to execute a number of otherwise impossible schemes. First, they convinced someone to meet them in the rec room last night at 1 in the morning. That someone they met with was Hiro. The murderous duo intended to pass Hiro off as the prime suspect. So when they met up with him, they drugged him, knocked him out, and stuffed him into the Robo-Justice suit. Next, Hifumi positioned himself to make it look like Robo-Justice was attacking them, while the killer used a digital camera to take pictures of the assault. They did all this just to create evidence that would put the suspicion on Hiro. When they were done with him, they shoved him, still unconscious, into the pool room locker. And then finally, at 6 a.m., they moved into the murder phase of their plan. They called Taka to the equipment room. And that's where Hifumi killed him, making it the scene of the first murder. The murder weapon was Justice Hammer 4, which was left there in the equipment room. The reason Hammer number 4 was used was to create confusion about the order of the crimes. So, next they falsified 2 more assault incidents. For these attacks, the killers pretended to be the victims, to solidify Robo-Justice as the suspect. The first fake incident was the attack in the rec room. There, the killers wanted us to see Justice Hammer 1 and the Robo-Justice pictures they'd taken. They wanted to make sure we bought the surprise attack story. The second fake incident was the attack in the library. This time, they planted Justice Hammer 2 and an injured Hifumi to sell us that story. With these 2 incidents, the killers were able to create a certain preconception in our minds. That the suspect was increasing the size of the hammers and attacking people in order as they did. We fell right into their trap and started looking for the suspect based on that. But while we did that, we left Hifumi alone in the nurse's office. This was exactly what Hifumi was hoping for. He took a blood packet from the refrigerator and Justice Hammer 3 and turned the room into a crime scene in which he himself had apparently been brutally murdered. He let out a scream to draw us back, and when we returned, that's what we found. Meanwhile, the other group that had been out searching found Taka's body at the same time. So when we heard the body discovery announcement, we naturally assumed it was for Hifumi. We left the nurse's office, and Hifumi once again took advantage of the situation. He simply got up and made his escape. When we learned his body had disappeared, we all rushed back to the nurse's office. And once again, Hifumi had the chance he was waiting for. This time, he snuck into the equipment room. He wrapped Taka's body in a tarp and used the dolly to move it all the way down to the repository. That explains how each of the bodies disappeared. But even Hifumi didn't know what the true killer had in mind for their final act. Their plan all along was to kill Hifumi and get rid of the one person who could betray them. And they did it using an ordinary, everyday hammer from the repository. That should cover everything that happened in this case. And the villain behind it all is...
They're gonna make out. Oh.
Celeste! Sorry, you lose.
You lose.
I lost? I lost? When was the last time I was forced to utter such words? They hang heavy around my neck.
Then you admit it? You're the killer?
Listen to you, trying to take charge, as if you're my private instructor. I, Celestia Ludenberg. Actually, no. Taiko Yasuhiro is fine.
Diego?
So, you finally accepted it.
I'm the kind of person, once I've lost, I don't like things to drag on.
Interesting.
Good job, Mack. You did it. You did it.
I did it. Now let's kill the bitch.
Now, what I like about the performance is that, like, she just drops her accent altogether.
Yeah.
At the end there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she was faking her entire persona, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Monokuma. I'm ready to begin. Or, no. I suppose this is the end, isn't it?
It is indeed the moment we've all been waiting for. Time to vote. Okay? Okay. If you would, please locate your lever and cast your vote. And when the votes are tallied, who will become the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
It's basically a formality at this point, but once again, you're totally correct. The Blacken this time. The true killer who devised the whole frickin' scheme was Celestia Ludenberg, or more precisely, Taiko Yasuhiro.
Honestly.
I lost. Well, that sucks. I guess trying to work with someone else was a mistake after all. Ifumi's ineptitude was beyond all my calculations.
I knew it.
So you really did approach Ifumi with this plan. But how did you get him to agree? I can't imagine he would have happily agreed to commit murder.
I'm sure she relied on his specialty. Lying. My specialty. Don't make me laugh. I didn't have to lie to get him to agree.
So then...
Then did you use... you know...
I knew you'd figure it out, Kyoko. You're absolutely right. To get Hifumi to act as my accomplice, I used her. For everyone who's still left, I'll avoid mentioning it by name, but it was the one thing Hifumi and Taka were both super into. Does she mean... she talking about alter ego?
Say what?
What? What are you talking about?
Just a second.
Don't interrupt. We're in the middle of a very important conversation here.
I'm totally out of the loop as usual. How sad.
In other words,
Then you're the one that stole it.
Indeed.
That's right.
I see.
And you used it to drag Hifumi into the plan you'd come up with.
Right again. Last night, after we had our meeting about how he disappeared, I paid Hifumi a little visit.
What are you doing here?
Actually,
I was hoping I could talk to you, alone. It was about that but was stolen. I know who did it.
what?
What?
Are you okay
It was
with
Tucker. He stole it.
What?
this? So
And
then,
I have proof. Would you like to see it? As it turned out, I dropped my accent. I found a use for the digital camera. I'd taken you-know-what to Tucker's room earlier and took pictures of it there. I deleted the picture as soon as I'd shown it to Hifumi, of course.
Damnation!
So it was him. But how did he do it? She was supposed to yell if either of us got close to her.
You are correct, which is why Tucker forced me to steal it.
Say what?
as for me,
Please forgive me. He threatened me.
oh,
He did?
as for
He
me,
came to my room last night unannounced and it's hard for me to even say. He abused me.
What?
And he took pictures. He said if I did not do as he asked, he would show them to everyone. So I had no choice.
Damnation!
That's a crime! An absolute crime! I knew he'd gone a little crazy, but I never imagined he would go that far.
It was amazing how completely he bought it. You can't express how enjoyable that was.
I'm about to say something I've never said before in my life. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to fucking kill him.
most
Wait,
unfortunate.
please. If you go now, you'll be playing right into his hands.
Actually,
Tucker is planning to use her to escape. And he has made you his target.
What?
Escape? You don't mean...
Tucker is going to try to kill you.
What?
indeed.
And also he can keep her to himself.
This is unforgivable!
Bastard.
Completely
Bastard.
unforgivable.
Bastard Jon Snow. Bastard. Bastard.
Honestly,
And he allowed him to continue with these barbaric acts.
Absolutely not. How could I? She...
I swear!
I have to save her!
actually,
Then, would you like to join with me? It is just so happens I have come up with a plan. I have devised a way to reclaim what he has stolen and escape this dreadful school. And with that, it is complete.
What are you talking about?
Oh, nothing. Yufumi agreed without a second thought. The effect that item had on him was remarkable. The power of love. Even a love as twisted as that can still drive people mad, it would seem. You disgust me!
I see.
I have another question for you. Was that strange costume Hifumi's creation?
indeed.
Yeah, it was a real pain in the butt too. All I asked him to do was make something to hide the face and general body size. I had no idea he'd make something like that. But it's my fault for picking him in the first place.
But
Oh, why'd you decide to make me the suspect? Because you're stupid. That's it?
Let's see.
And in that regard, I made the right choice. So glad your stupidity surpassed my every expectation. Life must have been tough on your parents, though. I feel like I could cry.
Well,
But when you were explaining your plan to Ifumi, how did you explain the part about him playing dead? What she's asking is, what was Ifumi supposed to do after that, assuming you had actually let him live?
Are you okay with this?
That's simple. After he did his part and pretended to be dead, when someone showed up, I told him to say he'd been seriously wounded. He was on the verge of death, but he just barely held on. And he really believed that? Well, of course. That wasn't all there was to it. As I explained to Hifumi, the plan was, while you were all questioning him about what had happened to him, I was going to go murder someone else. At that point, Hifumi would have an alibi, so nobody could doubt him. I told him that, and he believed it. It all seems very straightforward, stereotypical. I just matched the lie to the level of the opponent. In fact, Hifumi ate it up. He believed the lie wholeheartedly, right up until the moment of his death.
so in
So
the
you had
end-
planned to kill him all along. But of course, there would have been no point to my plan if the one who pretended to be dead did not end up dead himself.
What the heck?
How can a human life mean so little to you?
Well,
That's a non-issue. I simply did everything in my power to win.
Don't be mean.
Now you sound like Byakuya!
I wonder about
No, he
that.
derives his pleasure from the thrill of the hunt. In that aspect, we are nothing alike.
Why?
Then, what made you take things so far?
What the heck?
Was it really just for money?
Hmm.
Are you talking about the $10 million Monokuma offered us? That is a lot of money, it's true. But that's not all there is to it. From the moment our new life here began, my only thought had been the escape.
But
But all along you've been saying how we have to just accept living here. Obviously, that was a lie!
Hey!
I couldn't take it! I hated it from day one! More than anyone else in here! I wanted to get out. Every day was fresh torture! And you want to know why? Huh?
This is fine.
Because I had a dream. And accepting the life here would have been nothing less than giving up on my dream forever.
Honestly.
And there was no way that I could ever do that. In the underground world of gambling, I risked my life to make a metaphorical killing.
As for me,
And it was all for that dream. And what was that dream of yours?
isn't it
To
wonderful?
live in a European castle. A castle? And to gather handsome men from all over the world to serve as my butlers / bodyguards. I was going to make them dress up like vampires and satisfy my every need. Once I attained that, I would have created a perfectly aesthetic world of decadence.
This is fine.
Living the rest of my life there was my only dream, my only goal. That is what life is all about. Combined with my own winnings, Monokuma's $10 million would have made that dream a reality. I got right to the edge, but
There is nothing to be done.
unfortunately, my dream has been scattered to the wind. Still, I don't have any regrets. I pursued my dream to the very end, so why would I?
Just the
You
worst.
sound so passionate, but you were really able to kill your own friends for it.
Oh,
Are you asking me to feel guilty? That's a pointless endeavor. I think nothing of sacrificing others for my own deeds. I feel nothing.
do you understand?
That's all there is to me. That's what makes me complete. Isn't it terrifying how different our values are? There's simply no room for understanding.
What is this?
That's what we should be saying, and plus, how can you be so calm? Don't you realize you're about to die? Why aren't you scared? My ability to lie is unrivaled, and I take pride in that. It's not just other people, I can even fool my own emotions. The conscious deceives the unconscious. That's why you're not scared?
Yes, indeed.
That's right. I don't fear death. Kill me however you like. But you know, if I could be reincarnated, if I had a choice, then
Isn't it
I think I would like to come back as Marie Antoinette. Hey. Just get executed again. Celeste smiled then. And when she did, it looked to me like a poor effort to force it. She claimed she could fool her own feelings, but that statement itself must have been her final lie. And that weak, fake smile is what betrayed her. You all done? Okay, let's get rolling. The black and disturbed the piece and must pay the price.
Now, I prepared a very special punishment.
For her, the ultimate gambler.
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
I guess I'll let Kyoko hold on to this. What?
This is...
Will it really give you the hope you're looking for? I can't say I ever saw it that way. Which is why... Actually, it's not important. Well then, take care, everyone. Perhaps we'll meet again, in another life.
Oh, Jesus.
I really like that execution. It's very artsy, and
Yeah.
I really like it. A little bit of a spoiler of how my thoughts are in this case, but it's probably my favorite thing about the case.
Oh.
It's over. The third execution. It's over. Celeste's death is over. Celeste killed my friends, so I can't pity her, but I also can't deny that at one point I considered her a friend too. And for him to just come along and... Isn't it just awful? Someone couldn't cut free from the regrets of the outside world, and so more people had to die. You guys are still young! You need to place more value on your lives!
What are you gonna
Jeez.
do?
And here I thought you guys were gonna pass the torch of hope to the next generation! What do I care about hope? I'll throw it in the trash if you just let me out of here!
Too bad.
You're all the embodiment of hope, whether you like it or not. And it's my destiny to knock you down one by one. It's sad, yes it is. But that reality just can't be avoided. Don't talk like you're not responsible. How long are you gonna make us keep on going through this? What do you want from us? God, I'm so sick of people asking me that. Give it a rest already. So anyway, Kyoko, did I see you get some kind of key-type object from Celeste?
Hey!
So, what's the deal with that?
What?
Huh? What's the matter?
So then,
I'll answer your question if you answer mine.
you...
What did you do? What did you do to me?
Ooh.
What?
Hey,
Answer me. What did you do to my body?
Oh man. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. What do you mean? What did I do? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it. What was that just now? Last time I did something to Kyoko's body? What does that mean?
Terror.
Okay, yeah. Things are getting kind of awkward. I think it's about time I got out of here.
Well,
Meanwhile, you guys could go on enjoying your school life. If you get lonely, give me a shout. Not that I'll do anything about it, of course.
see ya later.
See ya! Monokuma disappeared, leaving us all depressed and in despair. Although, it wasn't all despair. There was one small hope. Hey, Kyoko, Monokuma already mentioned it, but what's that key that Celeste gave you?
So...
Most likely, it's the key to one of the dressing room lockers.
What? Then that means... Celeste probably hid it in there.
Hey,
I suppose sometimes it's easiest to miss what's right beneath your nose. Well then, you better go check.
Indeed.
Good idea.
I would go and check. I know this is not the end of the chapter. We're almost done, but I think it's a good place to stop. We'd go and check out, find Alter Ego in
The next episode.
So, alright. What did you think of the case, Mac?
So do you not like it?
Well, I want to hear your thoughts first. I don't want to sway you.
Well, you know, I had a lot of high hopes for it. I had a lot of strong predictions.
Yeah.
I gotta say, don't really like how it played out. First of all, I think Taka's character being killed it seemed like an odd time. He had just become...
He was like starting his character.
Yeah, he had just become Kyondo or whatever.
Yeah.
And seemed interesting, and he was grieving, and then they kill him.
Yeah.
There isn't really a motive for it either, besides the fact that he wanted Alter Ego or whatever.
Hifumi, Celeste said that, like, Taka
used,
abused her.
They just used Taka. It wasn't like a real motive to kill Taka.
Yeah.
And then Hifumi, I guess I don't really have a problem. I guess the way Hifumi was used and persuaded is I actually probably like that.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like mess. It's like too convoluted. Yeah, just too much going on. I also think like there wasn't really a setup to Celeste.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like there was like... It was kind of just like, oh, alright, I guess Celeste is the next killer. We'll just like throw in that she's not even Celeste or whatever. I don't know, just a little weird. I mean, it's enjoyable,
did that at the beginning when Celeste introduced herself. Because it was like, really? Like, you sure that's your name? What's your real name? You go clearly Japanese. You're clearly not Japanese.
Right. Yeah. That's true. I mean, I didn't think it was like...
Out of the blue. Yeah.
I didn't think it was like bad, but it was like... It just kind of seemed like... almost like filler. Like, how do we kill off 3 people at the same time?
Yeah.
Kind of how it felt.
Is that all your thoughts? I could go on my rant.
Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. This case is the worst in the series. This is the worst case in the series. This is the only case that I actually dislike. Like all the other cases, they're either like the cases above this one, or either like they have bad stuff in them, but they still have like some qualities that I think are very good. Alright. This case has none of that. The only things that I thought were good was, of course, Celeste's performance, and of course the execution. I thought those are the only 2 good things with it.
Yeah, those are good.
Oddly enough, you figured out whenever I was playing through the game for the first time, I did not know I couldn't. The surprising thing to me was that Hifumi was part of was the accomplice, and that Hifumi was alive during when we saw him in the nurse's office. I thought that was surprising, but you got that immediately. But the thing that I thought was obvious, even before the murders happened, was that Celeste was the killer, because of how she was acting. She was clearly leading us to a bunch of places.
Yeah, I heard something.
Yeah. I thought that was very clear, and I was like, wow, that's the point you don't get to. You don't really catch that, but you catch the
I think I would have, but I was like, I wanted to be so confident in my Hifumi take.
Yeah.
That I was like, how did Hifumi do it?
Yeah.
To the point where I thought, there's a clone.
I can excuse like Leon being an obvious culprit because that's like the first case.
Yeah.
But like the third case, especially when the culprit is the ultimate gambler, and she has like the title of Queen of Liars, like that's her actual title.
Yeah.
Like she was very obviously like it was like everything that we did during the trial, she was always denying it. Like, are you sure that that Taka's body was moved in that way? Are you sure that it was Hifumi that was actually Hifumi was alive at that point? She was denying every single bit of thing instead of bringing it up to it. She was like the only antagonist during that entire trial, that like it was so obvious that it was her, and it was so out of character for.
Yeah, the way they use the other characters very odd. Like it was basically just like, all right, now Sakura's just gonna be like, yeah, what do we do next?
Yeah.
And then it's like, obviously Hiro didn't do it because the first person you accused never did it.
Yeah.
And
I feel like it really made me look and see like how idiotic these characters are from how easily gullible they are that Hiro was the culprit. Like, like everybody was. I believe that it was like Byakuya, Kyoko, Sakura, and Makoto were like the ones that were like, you know, I don't think he's probably not the killer. You know, so like, but like Hiro was like all over it, like when it was like obviously bait. You know?
Yeah, and also the whole Robo Justice putting Hiro in there all kind of seems completely pointless.
It was to make him the scapegoat, but it's so obvious that he was the scapegoat that like that plan just completely falls apart. So yeah, I believe that is also a common consensus that this is the worst case of the game. In the game, in the franchise, I mean, in the entire franchise. So in the entire trilogy, this is the worst one. So it's only going to get higher from here. Which
yeah, man, I'm not like offended by it. I mean, there's definitely issues, but yeah, I'm not offended.
I think that like the writing in this.
I also wasn't offended by the damn cape falling on the statue case in Ace Attorney.
Oh, Turnabout Big Top? Well, yeah, neither am I. I actually like Turnabout Big Top, but like everybody hates Turnabout Big Top.
Yeah, everyone like hates that.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, I don't think it's great because I do think that, I mean, that it's not that crazy because like everything in Ace Attorney is pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
It is a little hacky. I understand that, but it's not that bad. I actually like all the, because that's the circus one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like those characters. And I actually like that killer, you know, the dude in the wheelchair or whatever.
Yeah,
I think it's actually kind of good. I kind of like that.
I see.
But yeah, it's kind of like this. I mean, it's like, if this is as bad as it gets,
I could find nothing good other than the two things I said with this case. I thought that all of it was terrible. And like, yeah, especially like the whole like Ifumi like falling in love with alter ego is like, oh, you know, like, okay, this is where they're going with this now. I just found it not interesting at all.
Oh, it's a ghost.
But yeah, Taka like actually having like, you know,
they kill him off.
Try to cope
the hell
with,
was that?
You know, cope with the guilt of Mondo killing somebody and dying. You know, I thought that was going to be an interesting, you know, character arc.
Yeah.
But then they just
and they did nothing with it. Yeah, that sucked.
Yeah, but you know, we're gonna get into chapter 4. Well, the end of chapter 3, but go into chapter 4 in the next episode. So thank you all for watching this episode of Danganronpa. Make sure to like and subscribe. Hit the bell, notify time up, which is
every single day.
Bye bye.